Hello and welcome to another video, and today I'm here on Entry Hill in Bath and I'm on my way up the hill to St Martin's Hospital to visit the memorial there to the American rock and roll singer Eddie Cochran. And I'll be telling you a bit about St Martin's Hospital and just why there's a memorial there to Eddie Cochran. It's a steep hill, so I had to stop here and get a coffee. And I'm actually at what used to be the old Entry Hill golf course, where about 20 years ago I used to come here and play some extremely bad golf. So in January 1960, Eddie Cochran joined his fellow American rock and roll star Gene Vincent on a tour of the UK. Now, previously, American rock and roll stars like Buddy Holly, Jerry Lee Lewis had been to the UK before and performed, but they're always part of a sort of variety shows with other kind of like non-rock and roll acts. But Eddie and Gene were really on the first purely rock and roll package, and they were supported by British rock and roll artists like Joe Brown and Billy Fury. So Eddie had already had a string of hits such as 20 Flight Rock, Come On Everybody, Something Else. But his live appearances on British television and his live dates all over the country really cemented his popularity, and was probably more popular here in the UK than he was even in the US. So here we are at St Martin's Hospital on Midford Road, Bath, and it's kind of right on the southern edge of Bath between Coombe Down and Odd Down. And the history of the site actually goes back to 1838 when a workhouse was built here. It was called the Bath Union Workhouse, and it housed some 600 people who lived and worked here. During the Second World War it was used as an emergency service hospital. Then in 1948, with the creation of the National Health Service, it became a general hospital. These days a lot of the old buildings are apartments, and the hospital, although it's still here, is no longer a general hospital, it's more of a clinic offering things like services for recovery, physiotherapy and audiology. But what's the connection with St Martin's Hospital and the American rock and roll singer Eddie Cochran? On April the 16th, 1960, Eddie Cochran and Gene Vincent played the last date of their UK tour at the Bristol Hippodrome. Immediately after the concert, along with Eddie's girlfriend Sharon Sheeley and tour manager Patrick Tompkins, they took a taxi back to London. The intention being to go to Heathrow Airport to take a plane back to the States. But the taxi only got as far as Chippenham, where around midnight it crashed. In those days there was a casualty department here at St Martin's, and as Eddie Cochran and Sharon Sheeley were the most badly injured in the crash, they were both brought here, arriving around about 1 AM. Despite being badly injured, Sharon Sheeley survived, but Eddie's injuries were too severe, and at 4:10 on April the 17th, 1960, despite the attentions of several doctors, he sadly passed away. Eddie's body was eventually returned to his family in the States, and he was buried at Forest Lawn Cemetery in Cypress, California. But Eddie is still remembered here with two memorials on the grounds outside the hospital chapel.